Hi guys, Wheelie here. Today I'm making applique hearts. There are lots of ways to crochet a heart, but this one's a little different. The middle of this heart is worked with 2 strands of yarn held together. Then for the border, you drop 1 strand, so you get this nice effect of a mixed colour centre and a solid colour edge. I'm using DK yarn and I have 2 colours. One is a variegated yarn which really adds to the mixed colour look. I've got 2 hooks here, a 5.5mm hook for when I'm using the 2 strands held together, and a 4mm hook for when I'm working with just 1 strand. And I have my scissors and my needle. Start with a 5.5mm hook and a strand of each yarn. I've lined up the 2 tails, and from here I'm treating them like they're 1 strand of yarn. When I talk about 1 loop, I'll mean a loop made from 2 strands of yarn. The heart begins with a magic circle. Notice that as I'm using it, the 2 strands of yarn have twisted around each other a bit. That's okay, you don't need to try and keep them perfectly straight. This all adds to the lovely randomness of the heart's centre. If you're not comfortable with making magic circles, there seem to be a few ways of making them. They all involve wrapping yarn around your fingers or hand, and they can look much trickier than they actually are. If you'd like to try out the method I use, I've put a link to my magic circle video on the screen. I go through the technique nice and slowly so you can make your circle and then come back and join me for round 1. When you have a magic circle, we can start the first round. Chain 2. Now we'll work 3 triple crochets. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the circle. There are 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, plus the circle and its tail. Yarn over and pull up a loop. There are now 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 to finish the stitch. We need 2 more. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the circle. Make sure you're working over the tail. Yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 to finish the stitch. 1 more. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the circle. Yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. So that's our 3 triple crochets. Now we need 4 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook. There are 2 loops on the hook, plus the circle and its tail. Yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 to finish the stitch. We need 3 more. Make sure you're working them over the tail of the circle. So because we're holding 2 strands of yarn together, the circle and its tail will be 4 strands of yarn. That's 4 double crochets. Next we work a triple crochet. This is the point at the bottom of the heart. Yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. There are 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2. Oops, there are 2 loops on the hook now. Yarn over and pull through 2 to finish the stitch. That's 1 half of the heart done. We're going to work the other side of the heart, working the same pattern but in reverse. But don't worry, I'm not expecting you to remember it. So we'll start with 4 stitches of double crochet. And double crochet is yarn over, insert the hook and pull up a loop. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. Work another 3 double crochets. That's 4 double crochets. Now we need 3 triple crochets. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into the circle and pull up a loop. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We need 2 more of those. Now we've got 3 triple crochets, chain 2 and slip stitch into the circle, making sure you go over the tail of the circle. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the working loop on your hook to slip stitch. Now chain 1, and we're going to cut 1 piece of yarn. I'm going to cut my variegated yarn and work the border of the heart in the solid colour pink. It's time to change hooks. Swap out the 5.5mm hook for the 4mm hook. Once the larger hook is out, hook the yarn that you've cut and pull it through. Now slip your new hook into the working loop of the remaining yarn. I'm just giving the cut yarn a quick pull to tighten up the chain 1 a bit. Before you can start working the border, you'll need to have a go at closing this magic circle up a bit. I find that these multi-strand magic circles can be quite resistant to tightening up until I actually weave the ends in with my needle, but I can definitely get the circle smaller than it is at the moment. That will do. Now we can add the single crochet border, and we start by working into the chain 2 that started the heart. Ignore the chain that secures the magic circle. Work your first single crochet into this first chain. You only need to catch 1 loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. That's a single crochet. Work another single crochet into that same chain. And we'll work 2 single crochets in the second chain as well, only working in 1 loop of the chain. That's 1 single crochet. That's the second single crochet. Now we're going to work into the top of our stitches from round 1. We're going to insert the hook under the V at the top of the stitch, catching 2 loops, and work 2 single crochets in the top of the next 8 stitches. The 8th stitch is the triple crochet at the tip of the heart. We're halfway around the heart now. We're going to chain 2 and continue single crocheting around this side of the heart, starting in the next stitch and working 2 single crochets in 8 stitches, just like the other half of the heart. That tail's in my way. So we've reached the chain 2. We're going to put 2 single crochets in each chain, but on this side of the heart we're going to work into just the front loop of the chains. So insert your hook just here and catch 1 loop of the chain and work 2 single crochets into this chain and 2 single crochets into the next chain in the front loop of that as well. When you've worked 2 stitches into each of those chains, you're going to slip stitch. Insert your hook between the first chain of 2 and the first triple crochet, yarn over and pull it through the loop on your hook. And that finishes off your heart. We still need to do some tightening up of the magic circle and some weaving in so that this heart looks more like a heart and less like a very colourful blobby thing. I've cut my pink yarn and I haven't fastened off in any way. I'm just going to slide the hook out and pull out the working loop. I'm going to deal with the magic circle before I weave in the tail from the border, so I'm threading these 2 pieces of yarn onto my darning needle so that I can tighten up the magic circle and close it up completely. And I'll secure that closed by backstitching a few times. I'll cut these tails in a moment. Now I'm going to deal with the tail from the border because I want to weave that in so that it sits nicely at the front. Basically, I want to pull the tail down, not quite into the center of the circle, just above the center of the circle, and that will pull the top bit of the love heart down and give it that nice curve. And I'll backstitch with this tail a few times as well so it's nice and secure. One tail to go. I'll just take this one back and forth a few times as well to secure it nicely. Here's the finished heart. Isn't it pretty? I hope you find the pattern useful. My hearts are going to be sewn onto a very pink and pretty Christmas stocking. Another option you can try with this pattern is to use a 3rd colour yarn for the border. I've done that with this heart and I think it really makes the middle of the heart stand out. Please click like if you've enjoyed the video and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!